Alright guys, what's up? Back with another video. Lately, making these videos, I realized something very interesting, which is basically that whenever I make a video like this, and on this channel or whatever, a lot of what I'm doing is actually just telling myself what I need to hear over and over again in my life. Like, yeah, of course I apply all these things, and all of these things I talk about are things I've learned over time from a variety of people, from my own experience, okay, from books, etc., things like that. But every time I sit down and talk on a camera, it actually kind of helps to form my own opinion more strongly and remind myself of what I need to continue to do in my life. So I realize this, I think that's a good thing though. I do. I think that it's something that I find fun and something that's helping me. So I'm just going to keep doing it and maybe it'll help someone else too. Anyways, lately in my life, I've been realizing that versus just learning a skill, just life in general, it's all about the way that you feel inside. It's all about the way that you perceive yourself and the way that you perceive the world. And it's really important when it comes to skill building and learning as well, but just life in general, how you feel inside. Okay? So anyways, I'm going to get into that topic. I know it sounds a little vague, but I'm going to get into it more. So first up, how you feel inside is everything when it comes to learning skills. So when it comes to learning or doing anything in your life, the questions you have to ask yourself are, what skill do you like? What skill do you enjoy? What skill are you actually motivated to do? What skill can you wake up in the morning actually want to get out of bed and do? Okay, if you're stuck doing something you hate, okay, then I highly recommend you get out of that situation if you can. Now, obviously, there are some things that are out of your control, but I think for the most part, people have a lot more control over what they're doing in their life than they would like to admit. So if you generally are doing something every single day that you hate, I encourage you to start moving towards something that's better. It may take time. It may take 5 years. It may take 10 years. But the sooner you start, the quicker you'll start getting to that destination. So finding something that actually is internally motivating for you, okay? Finding something that you actually internally enjoy. Fuck what anyone else says, okay? If you like the skill, as long as you're not hurting other people, right? As long as you're not, being a menace to society or whatever, find something that you enjoy and actually engage with that skill, because you only get one shot at this life. Like, you might as well do something you're at least a little bit interested in. Like, for fuck's sake, don't do something that you hate your whole life, or don't do something that's meaningless to you your whole life. Anyways, why does it motivate you? Okay? Like, not why should you do it because of some societal standard, okay? Or why it makes logistical sense to do this, even though you don't actually care about it whatsoever and you don't want it in your life, okay? Why does it actually motivate you personally, okay? Is it the way you feel when you engage with it, okay? Is it the potential friends maybe you can make doing it? Okay, maybe that's not the best example, but you know what I mean. What is motivating you to engage with that, okay? For me, it's all about the way I feel, right? When I'm playing piano, I feel good. When I'm playing guitar, I feel good. When I'm doing jujitsu, I feel good. I like thinking about the sport. I enjoy thinking about it. When I'm studying Japanese, I feel like, oh, this is so cool. I think Japanese just sounds awesome. I want to learn it. For me, I'm internally motivated, okay? And because I'm internally motivated in those things, I can continue doing them over and over and over again, okay? Next question. What level do you want to achieve in your skill? You don't have to try to be like a world champion. Like, I know on this channel, like, I encourage people to reach a high level, but like, versus just reaching a high level in your skill, it's more about actually just enjoying doing it, enjoying engaging with your skill. Okay, if you're not actually having fun doing your skill, you're not going to get good at it anyways. Now, there is a fine line, I think, between just enjoying your skill and never improving, okay, versus only trying to improve and never enjoying your skill. It's important to find like a balance in the middle between there, depending on what your goal is and how good you want to become at your skill. but you have to be actually enjoying the process. Okay, I was watching a podcast the other day and it was talking about how like this guy, he achieved so many things, but the one thing that he regrets is how upset he was while he was accomplishing them. Which maybe if he wasn't upset, he wouldn't have accomplished them. I don't know, but I'm just saying you want to actually be enjoying the process that you're going through. And I feel like for me lately, because of some life decisions I made, I haven't been enjoying the process as much. So I'm trying to get back into that. And this YouTube channel is one of those things that I actually am enjoying. So I want to keep doing it. All right. And last up, what do you actually enjoy doing in your skill? You don't have to follow the same path as everyone else through your skill. Okay. If you're playing piano, learn songs that you like. If you're doing jujitsu, learn moves that you like, learn moves that fit your personality. Yeah, on some level, you might have to learn some basic things that aren't exactly fun or interesting or entertaining. But as a general concept, you need to be moving towards things that you are actually interested in when it comes to your skill. Okay? And this is like, again, getting back to the way you feel inside. Okay? If you actually want to improve at something, if you actually want to get good at something, if you actually want to live a good and meaningful life on some level, you have to figure out what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel like you want to get out of bed and actually do things and start moving towards that. Sorry, I was about to cough. Anyways, let me sip a coffee for a second. Oh, hot. Okay. Anyways, next column. So this is going to get into like outside interference into your own personal world, right? Outside interference. So number one, people will doubt you. If you have a goal, if there's something you want to do, you say, I want to switch jobs and do something different, or I want to learn this skill, or I want to learn to speak Japanese, for example. People will doubt you. And you have to remember that when people doubt you, usually it's just their own insecurity projecting onto you. If you say, I want to learn a language, and they say, it's impossible, you can't do it, it's probably because they tried to learn a language and they failed, okay? If you say, I want to become a world champion at something, maybe it's because they don't even have the guts to take the first step to doing something like that. So they'll say you can't do it. You're going to run into a ton of people. Most people in this world that I've met are insecure. I mean, I'm insecure as well. Everyone's insecure on some level, but the really dangerous people that will tear you down are the ones that don't even know that they're insecure, the ones that are so deep down insecure that they don't even know, and almost everything they do is projection. Those people will doubt you. Those people won't give you the time of day. They'll just assume that you can't do it or try to drag you down. Okay? And this again gets back to the point of what the way you feel inside is so important. Because if you're checking all of these boxes, when somebody does something like this or these things here, it doesn't affect you as much because you're enjoying your process. You know where you're going. You know why you're engaging with your skill. You're motivated to do it. So when somebody tells you you can't do that, who cares? Who gives a fuck? If you feel good inside doing it, you can keep going. So that's why it's just so important. And this is going to bleed into other areas of your life as well. Okay? Another thing people may say, why waste time doing that? Okay? And again, I want to go ahead and talk about this actually. Some people are actually going to give you good logical advice when it comes to this. You may be doing a skill that actually is not going to help you whatsoever in your life. And you may not actually like be thinking it through very well why you're doing this skill. So I think it's important to listen when people say, oh, you shouldn't waste your time doing that. But if you know you're personally motivated for it and there's a place for it in your life, then fuck them, do it anyways. But again, you have to be kind of, I guess, cognizant that some people are very insecure and are going to project, don't waste your time doing that. It's not worth it because they want to do something like that themselves, but they're too scared to because of society's expectations or anything like that. Then you've got other people who are actually secure, confident individuals who just want to help you. And from their personal experience, maybe what you're doing isn't worth it. So it's important to distinguish between the two when it comes to listening to advice. And how do you know how to distinguish? Well, look at the person who's giving you advice. Look at their life. Is their life something that you actually could see yourself like emulating on some level? Have they reached like a high level in the skill you want to do? Are they a competent and well-rounded, kind human being? Okay, then maybe you should listen to their advice. But if they're not, if you don't want what they have, it's probably on some level they're projecting onto you. You don't need to listen to their advice at all. So obviously, don't waste your time doing something that's never ever going to help you in your life. But if you have like an idea in your mind of where you're going, you know what you want to achieve, you know why you're doing it, then it's not a waste of time. But if you're just randomly doing shit and you don't have any idea of where you're going whatsoever, then yeah, it's kind of a waste of time. I look back to when I was playing video games all the time. And when I think about it on some level, I think, wow, what if I had spent all that time doing something else? But actually, all that time I spent playing video games, it taught me so much. It taught me enough that I was able to use all those skills I learned in every other aspect of my life. So even though it was like a waste of time, I enjoyed it. I was motivated for it. Every day I woke up and I tried my best to become a better video game player. And when I eventually stopped playing games, and now I occasionally, but I very rarely ever play games, I was able to apply everything I learned into the next things in my life. And even into making this YouTube channel. Without video games, I definitely wouldn't have been able to make this YouTube channel. Anyways, people will tell you you can't do it. People will just say there's no way you can do it. It's because they don't believe they can do it. Or they don't want to admit to themselves that they could do it. They just have to work really hard. So it's easy for them to say, oh, you just can't do it, because then it takes the pressure off themselves. They're like, nobody can do it. It's not my fault that I'm stuck, right? Because nobody can do it. But the truth is, you can do it. If you're motivated, you have the right routine, you give your brain the right input, you know where you want to go, you're enjoying the process, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. Okay? And then, last thing, people just aren't going to believe in you. Okay? And usually, it depends on the person, but I think usually it is projection. But yeah, people aren't going to believe in you, and it is what it is. If you know where you're going, again, like I said, you know why you're doing it, you know how to do it. Does it really matter if some random guy believes in you or not? You're going to get haters if you make YouTube videos in your comments. If you go to a jiu-jitsu gym, there's going to be guys that don't like you, that are preying on your downfall. If you're in a work environment, there's going to be people that don't like you for whatever reason, probably their own insecurities once again. They're not going to believe in you. They're going to want to tear you down. When it comes to talking to girls, sometimes you're going to talk to girls, they're going to think you're a loser. Like, fuck it. You have to have that internal confidence, okay? You have to have that internal drive that you know where you're going, that you know you have value, okay? And it takes a long time to build this. This isn't going to happen just over like one day. You have to actually sit and plan out what you're going to do, how you're going to achieve it, and start taking those little steps towards it, okay? And when you do that enough times over and over and over again, you start to truly develop that confidence, because you know in any situation, if you can take action and you can improve and you can change the situation and affect the world around you. And not just affecting the world around you, but just enjoying the moment and being internally secure with what you're doing. Guys, now I'm not saying this like I'm an expert at this. Everyone struggles with this. It's constantly a battle. But I have noticed like lately, because like I'm gonna talk about women for a second. When I was younger, I was too scared to approach women. But yeah, I had some success with women, but nothing crazy. But lately, I was just at my limit to where like I wasn't meeting any of the women I would like to meet, right? So I have to start like approaching them and talking to them. And since I've started doing that, I've gotten rejected so many times. Now have had successes as well, don't get me wrong. So those little successes build your confidence, but also every rejection builds your confidence, because what happens is somebody rejects you and you think in yourself, wow, I'm not good enough. You think, wow, there must be something wrong with me because she rejected me, right? But that's what your initial thought would be. But then you have to remember, you can't think that way. You have to actually remember that you're doing this for a reason. You know where you're going. You're a confident person. You're an intelligent person. You have a track record of what you're doing. And if she doesn't see that, and she doesn't have enough time to actually come into your life and see that, then fuck her. okay? She's literally missing out on you. She's literally missing out on you as a person. And even for me saying it now, like it's difficult because I don't 100% believe that, I guess, because I'm still in my phase of building myself up. So I'm not 100% confident. I don't think anyone is. And if they tell you that, they're probably lying. But I'm developing that mindset slowly. Like I'm starting to like really dig into that mindset, okay? To where I actually have this like strong internal confidence that I think I was missing when I was younger. And it's, you know, again, it's difficult to develop. Like I really think that most people aren't able to actually develop this level of internal belief and confidence, the kind of confidence where you don't have to like show it off to people, like to these women or whatever. You don't have to like go out of your way to tell them like who you are and what you're doing. It's just, if they can't feel that energy from you, then fuck them. Move on to the next one. That's really as far as it goes. I know this is like a weird analogy, but it's just like the phase in my life I'm in where I'm dealing with women a lot right now. So that's why I talked about it. But it also applies to other skills and things of that nature. So anyways, last point again, you have to trust the process and have internal confidence, okay? You have to trust that you know where you're going. You have to trust that you know yourself, or that you're on the process to doing it, okay? Because I think most people don't really know themselves. They don't put themselves in enough situations to find what they truly like in life. They don't put themselves out there enough to feel the rejection and shame to actually develop the confidence they need. They don't try enough new skills to actually find one that they really love and want to actually take to a high level. Or they try a bajillion different skills and never actually stick to one long enough and push through a little bit of pain to get somewhere with their skill. So I guess this was an interesting video. I don't know. Again, I just felt it was necessary for me to blabber on a camera. But yeah, I don't know. One of my older videos from like 6 months ago where I was just blabbering on a camera again and it had some like stupid title like if they don't believe in you, fuck them, or something like that. I can't remember the exact title, but that video got like 15,000 views. I'm really surprised, actually. So I thought, maybe there was something to that video where I was just talking from the heart more than like trying to have a structured video like I've been doing recently. So I tried it again and we'll see how this video does. I think I have improved a little bit since the last time I made that video, because I went back and watched that video and I was like, what was I even talking about? I don't know. It was after a long day at work and I was really tired at that point in time. But yeah, anyways, guys, I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions about learning a skill, particularly anything competitive or anything relating to this video, just leave a comment and I'll address your comment in a video. If you like these videos, check out some of my other long form content. Please leave a like and subscribe. I also have a link in the description where you can donate the value you felt you received from this video if you so please. All right, guys, thank you so much and see you in the next one. Have a great day.